What's up, people? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day. Okay, so let me get right into this. Elizabeth, let me just start with this woman. It's like the kettle, it's like the pot calling a kettle black, or whatever the saying goes. How's she gonna sit there and tell Lucas Carly always put Sonny above her children or above anybody? Elizabeth, seriously? Because I can recall plenty of times she put men above her kids, so don't throw stones, at glass houses. Don't do that. Like, seriously. Don't be a hypocrite, Elizabeth. Well, which she always is, but like, how you gonna sit there and talk about Carly like you're so much better? That's what I always found funny about Carly and Elizabeth. I remember over the years, Carly used to throw mad shade at Elizabeth, basically calling her a whore. And Elizabeth used to always throw shade at Carly, basically calling Carly a whore. But both of y'all are two peas in a pod, so none of y'all are different than the other. Both of y'all have done some shady shit. One worse than the other, but either way, it's shady nonetheless. And basically, both of y'all are whores. I mean, come on here. And I'm this time around, I'm not gonna list every little sexual thing that they've done or with whom they done it with. I'm not going to do that because I think we already get the point. I mean, we already know how many people and who they slept with. So it's no secret. And they pretty much all slept with the same men, almost. Carly slept with Jason. Elizabeth slept with Jason. So whatever. You know what they say. If you slept with one person, that means you slept with the person they slept with. So Carly slept with Jason. Elizabeth slept with Jason. So that means Carly and Elizabeth basically slept together in a nutshell. But I digress. It's about time Lucas is a doctor. It's about time they're doing something with him. Is he? I'm confused. Is Lucas still with Brad or is he back with Felix? What is going on with that? Because I mean, we haven't seen anything about that in a while, not to my knowledge. I'm like, who is he with at the moment? I'm confused. I think the last time I seen him, he was with Brad, wasn't he? He was dating Brad. Is he back? I heard a rumor he was back with Felix. I don't know. I ain't got time to keep up with them. Since we hardly see them. But anyway, so Sunny. I don't know how to feel about today with Sonny, Julian, Fluke, Michael. I really don't know how to feel about this. I mean, okay, granted, he called Michael to warn Michael about Fluke, but Michael wasn't trying to hear it. I was so mad at Michael today. I'm like, really, Michael? I mean, I understand Michael's anger towards Sonny. Trust me, I get it deeply. But if he tells you to stay away from Luke, why would you not heed that warning? I mean, wouldn't you think it's a bit suspicious that Sonny of all people would tell you to stay away from Luke? I mean, not only is Luke your great uncle, but he's one of Sonny's best friends. So wouldn't you find it suspicious that Sonny tells you to stay away from one of his best friends that he's known for over 20 years? Wouldn't you feel suspicious about that and question that further instead of hanging up on him and threatening him? And then what really pissed me off was he basically told Luke everything Sonny said. I said, you idiot. You just tipped this Negro off. I was like, are you crazy? You just tipped him off, you idiot. Oh my God. Then he basically told Fluke that he saw Sean at the Elm Street house trying to get into the basement. I said, you motherfucker. I was so mad at Michael today. I just wanted to throw the remote at the TV. I said, this boy. For a smart kid, he's dumb. I mean, goddamn, boy. You just basically tipped him off like something Sonny and Julian were trying not to do. But I do blame Sonny for this because Sonny is a fool. Why the hell would you even warn Michael in the first place? Like, you should have just shut the fuck up. Fluke wasn't even going to do anything to Michael at this point. I doubt he was going to physically harm Michael because if he wanted to, he would have been done it by now. But he didn't. So I highly doubt he was going to. Until now, you just tipped him off, Sonny. You should have just shut the fuck up and act like you knew nothing. God. Damn, like for smart people, they're dumb. Jesus Christ, shut your mouth sometimes. Haven't they ever heard the saying less is more? Basically, the less you tell somebody something, the more it benefits you. I mean, damn, had he just shut up and not try to warn Michael, none of this would be happening right now. Fluke would still be in the dark. He wouldn't know what Sonny knows. So basically now Fluke knows that Sonny knows. At first, he wasn't so sure. He had a suspicion, but now it's basically been confirmed. Something you did not want to do. You don't want him to confirm that you know what you know. That you know he's not the real Luke. Because Fluke, at the point, he thought Sonny was still in the dark. But he had his suspicions that Julian was probably running his mouth. But he couldn't be so sure. Now he's sure. Fucking idiots. God. And it ain't bad enough that you got Sean involved in this, and Sean is just as dumb as he want to be. Sean ain't, I mean, there is nothing about Sean that says discretion. He is really not discreet at all. Like, there's nothing discreet about him. I'm sorry, but he's no Jason Morgan. Like, let's just be clear. He never will be. I've always felt like that from the moment Sean worked for Sonny. He's decent, but he needs a hell of a lot of work to be an enforcer for the mob. He's an idiot. So Fluke gets on the phone or whatever, and he calls Sonny. I actually was interested in that part of today's episode. Sonny and Fluke finally talking over the phone. It's about time. But Fluke basically threatened Michael, which I figured was gonna happen once Sonny tipped him off. Idiot. Tracy. What I found funny was Tracy pretty much announced herself earlier as Luke's wife, which I find funny because she thinks that he's the real Luke. You know, everybody remembers when Faison at the last minute pretended to be Luke to throw everybody off so that way fake Luke could come back. If that's possible, then that would mean that she thinks that she was married to Cesar Faison. But why would she announce herself as Luke's wife if she thinks this is now the real Luke again? Why would she think that she's married to him? You married an imposter, meaning that you're technically still the ex-wife of Luke Spencer. See, I hate when the writers don't correct this shit. Technically, she married an imposter, whether, she thought that was Faison. So basically, you're married to Faison. You know what I mean? You kind of get what I'm saying. It's confusing, but you see what I'm saying. Even though this is the fake Luke again, but still, you get what I'm saying. And this is the guy that she's actually married to, but she thinks that she married Faison last year. That's what she thinks. So why would she not try to get out of that marriage? And is that marriage even legal? When she married fake Luke, I mean, they did get married at the nurse's ball, and you do need a marriage certificate and whatnot, unless they handled that off screen, which I'm sure they did. I don't know. All of this is confusing to me. So anyway, Anna and Jordan were talking or whatever. Anna has to go to Washington to the Justice Department. There might be a criminal indictment on her. I'm glad Anna was fired as police commissioner. She's too smart to be a police commissioner in Port Charles. I feel like the writers, they make the police department in Port Charles look very incompetent. They make them look like fucking fools. I mean, the only reason Julian and Sonny are even in prison are because of confessions that they made. It's not because the brilliant police work of the PCPD. I mean, come on. If Sonny never confessed to the crime and they didn't have video proof and a recording and all that shit of it, they would have never arrested Sonny. All Anna and them had were suspicions. They never had hardcore facts. They never had any evidence, physical evidence. All they had was suspicion. That's all they had. You can't arrest nobody on suspicion, obviously. So if it wasn't for that confession, Sonny would still be walking the streets. Julian, they had nothing on him. The only reason he's in Pettinville is because he confessed to a crime he did not commit that happened, 3 years ago? And he wasn't even in town 3 years ago. It's just dumb. So anyway, Jordan, she's a lackluster officer. I wouldn't put all my faith in her as an officer. She's an idiot. So Jake, he's piecing together what happened the night before. Like, he remembers being in Sam's apartment and taking the Phoenix. And you want to know what I find funny about the Phoenix? Because if any of you ever watched Days of Our Lives, they call Stefano DiMera. and they call him the Phoenix. And you know how every time Stefano fakes his death or is poisoned or goes to jail, you know how they say the Phoenix always rise? That's why he calls himself the Phoenix, Stefano, because he always rises from the ashes. Same thing. That's why Jason, he's the Phoenix. Or I guess the Phoenix was supposed to be Sam or something like that. But the acronym for the Phoenix is the Phoenix always rises. And that's the plot point for Jason. And I think that's the reason he took the Phoenix, was kind of a sign that he's rising up from the ashes, if you get what I'm saying. So it's kind of funny that way. See, you got to kind of read the context clues with these writers because they think they're slick, but sometimes you got to kind of really look at what they're doing and read between the lines of what they're trying to do. Maybe this is not what they're trying to do, but that's kind of what the Phoenix means, though. They probably just don't know that because, Ron and them are not that intelligent. But so anyway, Sam and Patrick were basking in the afterglow of sex, but she noticed immediately that the Phoenix was missing because she knows that there's, no way she could have misplaced it because she leaves it in one spot next to the what was it? The dragon, I believe. So she always leaves it next to that. So she knows somebody had to have taken it. Question is who? So Patrick was trying to help her look for it, but she couldn't, but he had to get to work. So Sam decided to take a stroll down to the docks or whatever, and she actually walked right past the Phoenix. She was having flashbacks of the night Jason got shot, and she found the Phoenix in the river. So anyway, Carly, when she was at Kelly's diner, I was about to say the Floating Rib, my fault. When she was at Kelly's, she kept being nosy, trying to ask Sean what he was doing for Sonny. Bitch, none of your business. The fuck? Haven't she ever learned my business is none of your business? And she keep telling Sonny, Sean that Sonny, needs her or whatever. Carly, you keep deluding yourself thinking that people, like her importance to people. Bitch, you ain't that important to nobody. Sorry, but you're not. She has, too much. She thinks too highly of herself, basically. Like, she really does. She's a straight narcissistic type of woman. Like, she thinks way too highly. First of all, Sonny does not need you. Or your herpes. She always thinks somebody need her. Bitch, don't nobody need you. So Alexis comes in with the restraining order or whatever, Sean claiming that Sean was stalking Michael. I think that's a little bit, too extra. First of all, I wouldn't call it stalking. Keeping tabs maybe, but not stalking. He denied it or whatever. So Sonny called him or whatever to ask him to look up Bill Eckert's grave. If Bill Eckert's in a grave, then they're going to know that he's really dead and this is somebody else. But if not, then they're going to know it's somebody else or whatever, that this is Bill Eckert. Which is a clever plan on Sonny's part. I mean, it's smart, I think. Why not go to the source, which is his grave? That's the only way that you could possibly know if he's dead or not. If it's empty, he's alive. If he's in there, he's dead. But I'm pretty sure, even if a body is in there, how you going to know it's Bill Eckert? How would you know that it's Bill Eckert? I mean, I'm pretty sure after 20 years, it's bones in there. It's a straight skeleton. So how would you know it's him? I mean, he could have easily planted a skeleton inside of the grave. Because I'm sure the worms ate him by now. I mean, it's been over 20 damn years. I don't know. But anyway, Carly heads to the hospital or whatever. She's talking to Jake or whatever. He don't remember too much. She looks in his bag and that's when she finds the gun. So I wonder how he's going to get out of this one. Overall, it was a pretty decent episode. I will see all of you later. Have a great day. See all of you later.